the three kinds of love as described in this book. There's a kind of personal love that we have for our friends and family. And then there was a kind of love that one may have towards the divine, I believe. And there's an even higher kind of divine love called Bhakti, which is loving devotion. It's all-encompassing divine love. Oh, you know what? I think I got it a little mixed up. The second kind of love is Bhakti, loving devotion. But the third kind of love is the divine itself. As we say, God is love and love is God. The great saint Rishi Narada described the 9 elements of loving devotion, of Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of loving devotion, in his Bhakti Sutras, his scriptures on loving devotion. The first kind is satsang, keeping good company, to cultivate and maintain contact with people who speak of God and truth. The second is harikatha, stories about God, to be inspired by the Holy Scriptures and the life lessons of saints. The third is shraddha, faith, to have faith in the Holy Scriptures and the spiritual masters, and to accept and to take to heart their words and teachings. The fourth is known as Ishvara Bhajana, to sing God's praises. Spiritual songs known as bhajans, which praise the glory of God. I find glory is a funny English word because, at least in the context in which I grew up, glory was something that maybe a warrior might have for slaying lots of enemies or something like that. But I've come to learn that when it is translated from an Eastern context, glory leads to a sense of awe, a kind of reverence where you're just amazed at the aspects of infinitude. In the same way, the same sentiment that a student of mathematics might be amazed at, let's say, the infinite and never-ending, never-repeating digits of pi, the transcendental constant. In the same way, one might be mystified by the expanse of space or by the intricacies of life on Earth. All of that being a reflection of that source speaks to a kind of glory. And I think that's the way in which this word is to be understood. I'll continue. The fifth element of bhakti is mantra japa, the repetition of mantra, to inwardly repeat your mantra at all times and under all circumstances. The sixth is called shamadhamma, internal and external control, to be the master of the senses and not allow temptation to overwhelm us, to maintain discipline in thought, word, and deed. The seventh is called Santokadara, to honor all holy people, to respect and honor all people who have dedicated their life to the divine, no matter which religion they belong. The eighth is called Santosha, contentment, to be thankful for and content with everything that God gives. And the ninth is Ishvara This is one mouthful of a Sanskrit word, 1 second. Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana. Devotion to the divine. To love God with a pure heart, no egoistic expectations, and complete surrender to the divine. When we introduce these principles of Bhakti Yoga into our life, the yoga of loving devotion, the love of the divine comes into full bloom in our heart, When we feel God's presence in prayer or meditation, our heart overflows with deep inner joy. Tears come because such a vast stream of love and bliss pours forth from the small vessel of our heart that it simply overflows with this wonderful sensation. In English, there is a very appropriate expression, fountain of joy. This supreme state that fills the Anahata Chakra with pure love and bliss is known as Bhav. Specifically, Bhava Samadhi. In this moment, we experience our first union with the Divine. Even though this experience may be truly wonderful, do not lose yourself in this ocean of beautiful feelings. Do not come to a standstill here, but rather continue to strive for the real goal. Sri Mahaprabhuji teaches us, love every being as much, if not more, than you love yourself. Care for and respect all living beings, because the Divine lives in everyone. When we carry the Divine within the consciousness of our heart, we realize love as it relates to ourself and all beings. No other power in the world is capable of opening our heart. Only love. Give protection, and even give yourself it, if it will help someone. Even give yourself if it will help someone. But give yourself love too. Allow your energy to flow. The more you give, the more you receive. When you work for others, the Divine Mother, Nature, works for you and constantly supplies you with fresh energy. Use this power for something meaningful and do not squander it. Pass on what you have already realized and pray for that which is yet to be realized. Do not idle away your time, as life flows by all too rapidly. Sri Kabir Das wrote in a poem, life is like water in a cupped hand. Inevitably it escapes through your fingers, and soon your hand is empty. Every second you lose a valuable pearl of life, and you do not know how long the string of pearls of your life is. I hope you can forgive my improvisation with these poems. Every second is a golden opportunity that never returns. With every second, our life becomes shorter. Time wasted is lost forever, but every tiny endeavor, every step is counted. With each heartbeat and each breath, try to think of the Divine as love. We cannot find the Divine outside ourselves, but only within, through Bhakti and Jnana, through loving devotion and knowing wisdom. When we unite knowledge, consciousness, and love, our life becomes successful. There is a story of a person who looked for God in the external world, but we'll save that for our next reading session. So with that, we'll pause our reading of the hidden power in humans there for now. So, thank you for listening.